Well, I came to the island back in February as a result of a long-standing relationship that I've had with the National Park Service. They were extremely interested in the possibility that rats have been introduced to the island. They're incredibly troublesome when it comes to waterbird rookeries, which have reestablished themselves here on the island. At the university, I'm the advisor for the entomology club, and they're all very bright-eyed and bushy-tailed young biologists doing rat surveys to discover how many are here, and is actually kind of difficult, requires a large number of people. So I have a ready supply of great assistants. Bruce Badznik, who's the Integrated Pest Control Coordinator for the National Park Service, and I made arrangements to bring these young people out and look for rats. In order to discover the location and an approximate number of rats that are present in a particular place, you put out bait stations with perfectly good bait. There's no poison or toxin in them at all, but it's bait that has a fluorescent dye, which again is also harmless. They defecate, their defecations glow in the dark under black light. And so we had a large group of young people, each with a black light, literally blanketing the island looking for rat feces.
We were just walking along a path, and off in the distance, our UV light got reflected off of something. We thought it was traces of the rats that we were surveying, but instead it turned out to be a millipede.
Alex Nguyen found this glowing millipede and was very excited about it. "Dr. Kimsey, look what I found." I said, "Wow, that's pretty cool." And that's what started this whole venture.
The initial reaction we had was of surprise. We didn't expect a millipede to fluoresce in such a way. We collected about 4 specimens and brought it back to the Bohart Museum of Entomology, which is on campus at UC Davis. We compared the millipedes we had collected from Alcatraz with past collections, and a millipede expert by the name of Roland Shelley identified it as Xistoshare dissecta. My particular interest is the biochemistry of what caused the millipede to have this fluorescing substance in its exoskeleton. We don't know much about its biology or more than its name. We have publications concerning this fluorescing ability in Japan, but we don't believe that anyone in the United States have published regarding this topic. I intend to extract the substance that is causing the millipede to fluoresce by using a solvent and putting it through a chromatography machine and comparing it to a database of known chemicals. I intend to conclude my research around June 2013, and hopefully will be published sometime in the summer with the help of Dr. Robert Kimsey and his affiliates.
Bioluminescent organism produces its own light, and there's a number of different biochemical processes by which this light is actually produced. Now, a fluorescent insect then has either a physical characteristic of its skin or a biochemical characteristic of its skin that when you bombard it with blue light, it then takes those photons and re-emits them, but at a slightly different frequency. These little guys, to my eye, glow sort of a greenish turquoise. This millipede is actually quite common throughout the Bay Area. It's a little unclear as to whether or not it's a new species. It differs from its close relatives from which it's geographically separated. There's been so much coming and going on Alcatraz in its early history. You know, they could have hitched a ride in a dozen different ways. It's thought that the majority of the soil which is here on Alcatraz was actually brought over from Angel Island, and they could have come over there. They could have come over in lumber. It is the first instance that they've been seen on Alcatraz. I can't absolutely guarantee that none of the really wonderful gardeners that they have here haven't seen them, but certainly not at night and certainly not under black light. There's no record in the scientific literature at all of them glowing in this particular way. This is one of those serendipitous things that occurs when you take young people to the field and they're intensely curious and they're into everything. So that's what is so exciting about this discovery.